It's in the game. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Denver Broncos, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 25.
Fittingly named in part for its considerable elevation. We're at Empower Field, a mile high here in Denver, Colorado. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as the default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
To kick off, here's Will Lutz. And here we go at Mile High. Calvin Austin on the return. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. So the Steeler offense getting out there for its opening drive of the game. Leading them out to man in his 13th NFL season and rising quickly up the career leaderboards, Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson finds a new home in Pittsburgh, and I think he finds the exact right fit for his skill set. A team in the Steel City that loves to run the ball, play great defense. That sound familiar? That's what he did for the Seahawks for well over a decade. He's looking to rejuvenate his career after a couple tough seasons at Denver, and this might just be the right fit.
Straight to the air they go. Throw secured by George Pickett. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
On the carry, this is Najee Harris. Into the secondary past the 40. And finally stopped at the 34. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
They had the first down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Now running for the first time with Jalen Warren. And he's going to take this only to about the 31. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
From the 31. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's a Steelers first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They'll come up 1st and 10. They give to Harris from the gun. And he found a little room to turn it into a nice gain down to the 6. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
And he maybe got back to the line there, but no further. Nothing for them on 2nd down, and now it's 3rd and 1.
So often we talk about the individual having to move on to the next play. Well, that was a perfect picture of the collective. That defense staring down 2nd and 1 rose to the occasion collectively.
Wilson throwing 3rd and 1. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Russ now from the gun. And they will score. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers finish up an excellent opening series. George Pickens the touchdown. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established and into top gear right here early on.
Chris Boswell for the point after. That one splits the uprights. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Now Boswell on to send this away. Marvin Mims now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. So we'll see the Broncos offense now for the first time. They'll be let out by the final quarterback taken in the first round of this year's draft. A lot of experience from Oregon and Auburn. It's Bo Nix.
Bo Nix entered this league as a grown-up. 61 college starts will do that for you. A ton of college experience. And Bo Nix is a facilitator. When he is at his best, that ball is in and out of his hands in an absolute hurry. If he were a point guard on a basketball team, he'd want to go up and down the court and get it out of his hands as quickly as he can. He's accurate, he's tough, he's experienced, and he's poised for this challenge of the NFL.
Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Nix from the gun. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the two defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
On third down, here's Nix. He has the first over the middle. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Now the first run of the game for Javonte Williams. In the middle holds, they don't get anything on the run. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Out of the gun, it's Nix. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Nix. Has it left side, Brock, but the throw carried him too close to that edge. I'm going to say he brought it in out of bounds, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You know, that is such a bummer because as a quarterback, gosh, you got to give your receiver enough space and enough real estate to make that catch in bounds. That was off just enough to carry the receiver to the sideline before he could establish possession.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Fair catch called for and brought in at the 11. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And the Steelers will take over deep on their own side. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Wilson now from the gun. Catch made by Austin. And this one doesn't go far.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the gun, they go with Harris. And he's brought down. They're spotting this one right at the 20. We'll pause now for an injured player, and it looks like he's worse for wear after handling that last carry. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. They'll run with Warren. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And he collects the fair catch just inside the 35. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. Neither side separating much so far. We'll get you back to Mile High after this. We're back, and it is Broncos football as we resume. They got this after forcing a punt at the end of 1. Throwing on 1st down, Nix. Completed to Sutton. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Play action with Nix. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. They'll get 18 yards there. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
Straight ahead with Williams. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine. And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
2nd and 4. He sends this one to the end zone. Really pushing the envelope on 2nd down, but the deep shot doesn't work.
QBs, well, they're a lot like the great shooters in the NBA. Hey, listen, sometimes you're going to miss. You just got to shake it off and keep shooting away.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Throwing here, Nix. Dulcich hauls it in. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Nix now to throw. Finding Reynolds. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They'll throw again. Nix. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Tried getting it to Cortland Sutton, and that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
See the pass, time up your hit, and jar that ball loose. Not a lot of players are hanging on through a well-placed hit like that one.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Pass taken in by Sutton. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Going for it, it's Williams. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the 1st down.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Another run for Williams. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Nix. And he'll score. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos can tie it up in the 2nd after cutting into the lead. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups, and when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Will Lutz now on for the extra point. That one right down the middle. And we're all tied up. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And this drive will start inside the 25. Well, we've already seen some nice plays here, and we're going to see plenty more before this game ends. But you might be thinking, with plays like that, my guys' ratings should be better. Well, you're not alone. You got a chance to let the Madden ratings hotline know just what you're thinking. Give them a call, 1-844-MADDEN-1, and make your case for who should get a boost. 1st down, here's Russ. That's Jefferson, he's got it. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
That brings us to the 2-minute warning here at Mile High. The Steelers could break this tie for a halftime lead. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Wilson now, 1st and 10. That one is caught, left side of the field. They get 37 on the play. And it'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
You know, Kay, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. First down throw from Wilson. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it first and goal.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
From the red zone now. And they will score. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers get some late points and the lead. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Boswell to add the PAT. That one splits the uprights. And they'll continue adding to their lead.
Broncos 7.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Here's Traymon Smith with the return. Good looking return here, and he's got room. And he gets him into a good spot, just a yard or two shy of the 40-yard line. Denver set to take the field on offense. It's a touchdown ball game right now, Brock. 14-7 as they start this possession. Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. Here's Nix. He misfired on that one. It's behind his man.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Nix looking to throw. Completed to Reynolds. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Nix from the gun. Extends, and he's got it. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down. Thought he had a touchdown there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
You know, as a QB, I'm going to note that in the back of my head. That was a heck of a break. Knocks the ball away. DBs like that, they tend to, once they get one hand on the ball, have a pretty good beat on you and can get 2 hands on it the next time.
They left him wide open. It's complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They'll look to run with Williams. And somehow he manages to get back to the line of scrimmage before going down. Now a timeout taken by the offense, and we're going to see if they try for 2 plays here or just try the field goal right now. It's 2nd and goal. Now Nix. He's on the move. And he'll score. Touchdown, Denver! The Broncos earn the chance to tie it before halftime. It's a Bo Nix touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down. Didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind. But you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down. And when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
That one right down the middle. And we're all knotted up. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on first down. Looking to throw. He's trying to lay it in deep along the right sideline. We've hit halftime, all tied up thanks to that late touchdown. Now we'll send things over to Orlando, Florida. Jonathan Coachman on standby, ready to deliver the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Well, we're set up for an incredible second half, all tied as we kick it away here in quarter number 3. Returning it from the 4. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Denver offense now with the football first to begin quarter number 3. And they could take control in the second half early, Brock, if they break the tie on this opening drive. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Nix. He's gonna lob one deep down the left sideline. Brought in inside the 20. And he's out of bounds all the way inside the red zone. It's a huge pickup on the play. And the Broncos will have a first down.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play, and that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
So a massive gain, and all of a sudden, we've got 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Up the gut they go with Williams. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Shotgun snap to Nix. Rifles it, and it's caught. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Now it's Williams. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
2nd chance at 6 here. It's 2nd and goal. Here's Nix to throw. And he'll score. Touchdown, Denver! The Broncos take the lead right away in half number 2. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Brock. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
Extra point try now from Lutz. That one splits the uprights, and they'll continue adding to their lead. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Cordero Patterson now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Steelers offense. And they're a touchdown back, Brock, as they take over down 21-14. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Going to Harris to start the half. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
We know how hard explosive plays can be in the NFL, and so often they come via the air. What a great help for the offense to find an explosive play on the ground. Well done.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Russ looking to throw. That throw finds Pickens. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's a Steelers 1st down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Wilson now from the gun. Completed here to Pickens. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Trying to get outside here with Harris. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. This one goes for 3 yards. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
Yeah, you'd sure love to see a little more yardage when you get into the open field, but this offense, it will take a new set of downs with that toss run.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Wilson on 1st and 10. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And he's going to be out of bounds. Looks like a yard or 2 short of the 25.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Got Washington, it's complete. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's a Steelers first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
1st and 10 give to Harris. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a first with some room to spare.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. They'll run with Harris. And it took a couple of guys to hold him down there after a gain of just 1.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
It's 2nd and goal. Here's Wilson. The back's got it. And they will score. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers start the 2nd half with some needed points. Najee Harris, the touchdown. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a 1-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
Boswell to add the PAT. That one right down the middle. And we're all tied up. Now Boswell on to send this away. Has this at the 6. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Broncos and quarterback Bo Nix gearing up for their next series. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Throwing here, Nix. Couldn't connect across the middle. It's an incomplete pass.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Give to Williams from the gun. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8. We're still tied through 3 here. Neither defense has given an inch in this one. It's all knotted up at 21. Plenty of scoring here as we begin the final quarter. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. To throw, here's Nix. He has the first over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a pickup of 34 yards. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
You throw it in the middle of the field, it's all about anticipation and accuracy. I mean, those are the 2 keys all the time in my book, Kate. But when you throw it in the middle of the field with all of the traffic, that's where guys with great anticipation and that tremendous accuracy come to life.
Williams now on 1st and 10. Has a lane inside the 25. And they finally get to him at the 15. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the 2nd level and beyond.
A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Flushed out of the pocket. Oh, he lost the football! Steelers have it, headed the other way! And they stop him before he gets much on the return.
You know, this just can't happen on 1st down. It really can't. I mean, ball security is at a premium on every down, every distance. But on 1st down, it is especially a killer.
Now the offense getting set to go for the Steelers. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Carried by Harris here to start the drive. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
They'll come to the line here. 2nd and 9. Staying on the ground with Harris. And he finds some space up to the 22-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5. They still need 4 on 3rd down.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
Wilson on 3rd down. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
I think that was a throw, Kate, that just came a little bit too late. What it did is it gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pump and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
The Steelers set to punt it. And he'll try to have his 2nd punt top his 1st one. His 1st effort went 47 yards. Brock looks to have a little more into this one. And that fair catch brought in just beyond the 30-yard line. No return on that punt. And the Broncos get set to take over. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. He cuts it right. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 35 out of that one. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on a broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
Throwing on first down, Nix. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Nix off the play action. Bails out of the pocket quick. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. But the problem, defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers, and they got one right there with that sack.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. From the gun, a carry by Williams. And he's taken down with a short gain to the 25. It's going to be 2 on the pickup, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 13. Looking to throw. Buys time, rolling right. He's running for it. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal. That brings us to the 2-minute warning here in Denver. Broncos in range for a game-winning score. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. They go with Williams on the counter. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
Second chance at 6 here. It's 2nd and goal. They try again with Williams. And he gets them a little closer to the end zone, down to the 6. The Steelers calling their first timeout. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call's going to be on 3rd down. Here's Williams. And he's brought down for a loss. Pittsburgh will go ahead and use its 2nd timeout, as they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up. Here comes Will Lutz, a lot riding on this field goal try. This only a chip shot from the right hash. That one is good! And late in the 4th, they have grabbed the lead.
That's called getting his job done, Kate, drilling it right through. And now they're in position to win this game. Now it's on some of those guys who are out there with them on the kick, those defenders, to hang on to this lead to give them the win.
Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. Return coming from the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Steeler offense set to get back on the field. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Throwing now. Catch made by Austin. And the nice pickup ends beyond the 35 as he goes out.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Here he is to throw. Escapes the pocket. He's running with it. Give him 8 yards on the play. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the first down.
Keeping that pace going as the clock continues to run. Now to throw. Into the hands of Jefferson, complete. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Now the offense going to take its third and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. To throw. This ball's cut by Pickens. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That one goes for 25 yards. And that's a Steelers first down. Clock working against him here as they hurry to that line. Looking to throw it. And down he goes. The Broncos got there. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. So to the side of many mile-high salutes throughout the building, it's a win at home for the Broncos. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. This has been another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. With all our crew here and my broadcast partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Broncos are winners, as we'll see you next time from Denver.
It's the National